motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss are comments made by Tyson Fury. He basically said that he's retiring due to the damage he suffered in his 3 fights with Deontay Wilder. We're going to take a look and we'll discuss it. All right, so the article here is on Boxing News 24, but I think he actually said this quote to the Daily Star, so you can find it in the Daily Star. Yeah, it's in the Daily Star. All right, what's going on here? All right, here we go. So here's the quote from Tyson Fury. He said, "I had lumps on the back of my head like fists. I was concussed. I didn't remember anything. I was thinking, did I get put down 4 times? I think it's time to call it a day," said Tyson Fury to the Daily Star about initiating his decision to retire. All right. And then it says Fury revealing his achievements. And then he said, "I've been on the road for 13 years as a professional, went all over the world, fought the best fighters in the world, the Americans, the Africans, the Germans. I fought them all, and all of them fell. And all fall to the fat effort from north of England." And then he said, "There are 7 billion people in the world. Just think about that number, 7 billion people. And I'm the effing heavyweight champion of the world. Number 1 out of all these people, the biggest, fattest, baldest, ugliest mother effer on the planet. That's me." And so, it says, given that Fury arguably lost 2 out of his 3 fights with Deontay Wilder, what? And was never tested against Joshua Usyk, he hasn't achieved as much as he thinks he has. All right, this is some crazy stuff. I ain't even getting into that. How can you arguably lose 2 of the 3 fights you have with Wilder when you knocked them out?
Somebody in the comment section.
Yeah, well, anyways, those quotes are from the Daily Star.
Articles written by Complex. You know what I'm
All right. So, but those quotes are from the Daily Star, and you can actually see them in the Daily Star. Tyson Fury. So, what's your reaction to Tyson Fury saying that he retired due to the punishment that he took, and he was concussed, and he had fist marks and like the back of his head and all types of stuff? So, I'm turning over you, $12 bill. What's your reaction to that?
I had a whole thing set up, but all people got to do is watch the previous video where you talked about Deontay Wilder and how explosive and athletic he is and how a problem he was and how, we probably cracked a couple jokes here, trying to dig at our bro G, you know what I'm saying? Just out of, fun and banter with your bro, but Deontay Wilder is a dangerous man. And even though we talked about, his resume, he still knocked these guys out. Tyson Fury, like he said, he's the biggest, and you look at the size and the weight, and Deontay Wilder was still able to put him on his behind. The Bronze Bomber has a bomb in that right hand. And Tyson Fury is letting the world know. And this is why he decided to call. And I'm not mad at these. Those were wars. Those was wars. Everybody says that they want this. They want these fights. That's what they gave you. It was so. You made you appreciate Deontay Wilder even more. We came in here. Well, I came in here marveling. We all did. We came in here marveling of the heart of Deontay Wilder. We still Fury love all the time. But this was the term where we had to be like, wow, Deontay Wilder is really a dog. He's really a warrior. And he stands on everything that he has been saying. And he went out there and let it all hang out. And we're seeing that he is a dangerous man because you got the best heavyweight in the world saying that this is the reason why, this is the man that's the reason why he's retiring. You got to put some respect on Deontay Wilder's name. And he'll be back. Wilder will be back. Man, it's this second half is gonna be crazy. Cause he learned something in there. He learned something about himself. Especially going to get something with Tyson Fury. He learned something about himself. He had to. Because I learned something about him. And he gets a lot of respect for me.
All right, Conspiracy.
All right. You know, I want to believe Tyson Fury, man, but this dude's such a liar. I'm be honest, I just feel like this is just another way of him negotiating a bigger bag for his return. But I want to believe it only because I remember after the first fight, his father and his wife both said they wanted Tyson Fury to retire. So that's the only reason why I'm like, I could kind of believe this. And on top of that, you're talking about Deontay Wilder, who's not just explosive. Remember, Wilder broke his right hand, like twice before. He got like steel rods in his hand. So I believed him when he was like, yo, it felt like fists. Like there's guys that could punch through that glove. There's dudes that really press on, you know what I mean, just to do that. Like they want for you to feel the imprint of their hand. You know what I'm saying? So I believe all of that stuff. I don't believe he's just like gassing Wilder just for no reason. But Fury really retiring, you already know. I'm like, if you really retire, man, give up those belts, bro. Just give up that WBC belt. Let Undisputed happen. So
Man.
all of this is negotiation tactics. Because I promise you, when they issue out a mandatory challenge for Tyson Fury, he's going to get his butt out there and he's going to fight. And all of that retirement talk is out the window. I guess it's just lip service for the boxing world, but he doesn't mean it. I guarantee you, he's like, yo, if y'all want me to come back, I'm going to need me $500 million. You know what I'm saying? But I'll settle for, 200 million. He's probably going to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like he's actually extremely high, but he's going to settle for like, 200 million or
He's
something.
not gonna get 200 million to come back. Yeah, right.
For that fight with I'm talking about the mandatory. So that has nothing to do with AJ. So you're right. With the mandatory, man, he's just gonna give up the belt, man. I don't know. Just give up the belt, man. Like
I just want to get 200 million for an AJ fight. You know how much money that is?
Yo, no. He might get 200
No,
million.
he's not. Yo, G, you out of your mind. Hell no, he's not getting 200 million for AJ fight. Yo, bro, you just remember we went over this. Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather generated 600 million.
Yeah,
Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather generate 600 million.
Yeah.
You're talking about him versus AJ or Usyk. Isn't generating nowhere near that. So how the hell?
Nah, you're right. Listen, it's hyperbole talk. I'm just saying
okay.
You're not gonna get $500 million. We know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a couple of M's, but you're not gonna get nothing crazy, right? But he's using all of this just to negotiate a bigger bag. Because he's going to be like, yo, if y'all want me, y'all going to have to pay me. You know what I mean? So, Eddie, you down to pay to play? I'm in there. Eddie's going to be like, yo, come on, yo, Fury, man. We need to make Undisputed. Well, I'm retired right now. Yada, yada, yada. All of this is just BS that he's saying so people could be like, yo, please, Fury, please come back. We need you, yo. We don't need you with the cartel. We need you in the boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's gonna be, man.
You might get 500 million from them.
You know
you might get 500 million.
So I'm just calling cap on this whole situation. I do agree that, that the trilogy it's taxing on any man to take that type of punishment for both gentlemen, But just like I don't believe Wilder's retired, I don't believe Fury's retired. Fury, and he's so close to making history that I don't see him just giving up right now. So that's why I'm calling cap on this whole situation.
And it will be tax-free too, bro, by the way.
Oh yeah, you don't pay taxes. Yo. You ever met a pimp with a health plan? Oh, no, but getting to this, G, I don't think that you're wrong, but I just don't think it's cap. Like you could be telling the truth and using all this to negotiate a bigger bag. And Fury's aware that the $500 million is ridiculous. He said it on like Hello Britain or Good Morning Britain. He said like I said something like they gotta pay me 500 million or 500 half a billion to come back. Some ridiculous number like that. He says it on the show. Like he knows it's a ridiculous number. He quotes that it's a ridiculous number, right? So I think that's his negotiation tactic is like you said, he's going high, he's going super high, right? We just talked about it. Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather generated 600 million. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather generated 600 million. So like they're not gonna pay no boxer half a billion for a fight when the biggest fight ever generated. I mean, it's like you're giving too much of the pie to one person, and you already know it costs so much to put on the fight, promote the fight. Then you got other people who have to do so many things. It's just like, and sometimes people don't understand, like when you talk about, say you put on a concert, yeah, there's what you got to pay the artist, right? But you got to pay people to set it up. You got to pay people to set up the sound. You got to pay this, then you got to have security. Then you got to have, it's just so many things that it's not just the money you pay the performer. So, like, I think he's aware of that. Where I think he's telling the truth is I do think that the fight with Deontay Wilder took a toll on him because, like you said, G, at one point his wife didn't want him to fight, and his dad was even concerned, like, oh, you should just retire after Wilder. After this, just retire. His own dad was saying it. But here's the kicker, though. I looked at Paris Fury when she was saying she didn't want him to fight Wilder. I looked at Paris Fury when they put the camera on her before all the fights with Wilder, and she looked nervous. Like, she looked like, please let him come home to me. Like, she looked like Adrian in Rocky IV. You dig what I'm saying? I saw her in the build-up to Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. She was laughing and joking. Not a care in the world. Like, not a care in the world. Like, it was just
yo,
like,
we eat jerk chicken.
Yeah, like jerk chicken with some oxtail. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't seem worried at all. And then, like, you're talking about Tyson Fury, how he always gives Deontay Wilder credit. And even when he was dissing Deontay Wilder, he always said it. If he hits you with that right hand, like, even when he's being serious, because like Fury's like he caps, but then he's serious, right? He always said, no matter what, when he was in serious mode and was capping, he said, yeah, if Deontay Wilder hits any man with that right hand, they will go. But I'm stupid if I get hit with that right hand. Remember, he will always say that, like, I'm a big idiot if I just let him hit me with that right hand. And he did get hit with that right hand. He got hit with that right hand several times, but to his credit, Fury just got up and he kept getting up. And I remember in the trilogy, because I'm looking at it and I'm watching it with like Wilder, Fury just the third round just puts Wilder down. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm talking trash to G, I'm talking trash to Complex. And then in the fourth round, he puts Fury down. And I saw Fury go down one time, and I looked at Fury, and it looked like Fury was thinking about it. Like, do I even want to get back up? And I was like, because I was worried because I'm watching. I'm like, get up, Fury. What are you doing, Fury? Like, you're waiting too long. And then Fury got back up. So I'm just saying, if you say there's a fighter that ever made Fury doubt himself, that guy's Deontay Wilder. It's not Vladimir Klitschko. It's not anyone else. Like, and if you look at the fourth round of the trilogy, the third fight, I'm telling you, Fury was looking like, yo, do I really want to go through this? But he's a dog, so he got up. And Wilder's a dog, so he took a beating. And we like those dog fights, but the truth of the matter is it takes its toll on you. Hell, I played basketball yesterday, and it took its toll on me. And I wasn't getting punched. You know what I'm saying? My back is sore. Like, my legs are sore. Like, for real. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you've never been in there, then this is where, like, fighters say sometimes, like, if you've never been in there, you never understand. You know this, G. Like, the first week, it's like the first week sparring after like not doing anything, your jaw hurts. Like man, I don't even want to chew food.
You like a little click, like
yeah. You're like, yo, I'm just getting smoothies this week. like, so like there's just so many things that go into a fight, and you're talking about two of the hardest punches hitting each other, clean, accurate, like body, like you're talking about body shots, head shots. You're talking about those. Come on, man. Like, yeah, that stuff takes its toll on you.
I'm telling you, I still remember in the trilogy, Fury landed a hook on Wilder, and Wilder looked like he did a 360 spin, bro. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, literally, that was when I was like, Wilder, don't even get up. I was literally like, that was the time I was like, this fight's over.
Nah, but then you gotta, but then you gotta give Wilder his props when Fury got caught with that right hand. You seen it's like he ran into a wall and his whole body just shook. You know what I'm saying? It just shook. When he got punched, his whole body just shook. You just seen the flab shaking down. It's like he was at a hula hoop on or something. You know?
The top still rattling while he knocked.
And it just dropped. So for him, he shook him down to his boots, and for him to get up, you know what I'm saying? For real, Wilder shook him down to his boots, and for him to get up, it just shows you that Tyson Fury is different, man.
He's different.
Real.
Well, I don't know. I'm be honest. I don't know how many heavyweights get up from those knockdowns. Like, and that's why, like, even Wilder's like, yo, Fury's crazy. Like, he's a crazy man. Like, but I'll close by saying this. I do believe that the next two fights that Fury would have to take are very dangerous. I don't think he viewed Dillian White as a threat like that. I think he sparred with Dillian. He knows Dillian. I think
he ran to the work. I was like,
yeah, he ran to the ring. I think he always knew he was going to beat Dillian White. I'm being honest with you. If you know boxing like that, Dillian White had a puncher's chance, and that was it. But like for all those people who were very confident that Dillian White was going to beat Tyson Fury, I don't know what the hell they were looking at or what the hell they were thinking. But Tyson Fury, I think, knew like, okay, I can beat this guy easy. But now you said what, G?
It was Trill's fault because of the poor Dillian campaign.
I know there were people. Yo, can you imagine if he would have won though? Oh man, people would have been rushing to talk trash to us. But because Dillian didn't win, they had to be silent. But anyway, getting back to this though, I think that Joshua and Usyk are going to be dangerous fights for Tyson Fury, and I think he knows that. I think he knows that. It's going to be dangerous. It may not be Deontay Wilder type of power, but it's a different type of dangerous. Like Joshua can hit, and Joshua may not punch with the right hand like Wilder punches with the right hand, but his left hand is a hell of a lot more polished than Wilder's left hand. So you have that, which is another issue. Then you got Usyk.
Though AJ, what? We know AJ don't have that type of chin. He's not as sturdy as.
Nah, I know, but the point is, AJ hits you, dog.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand. But here's one thing I'll say about AJ that's different from Wilder. AJ usually lands his best shots first on his opponents. And even with Usyk, he landed some good shots on Usyk. Usyk didn't split himself. You know what I mean? Usyk didn't split himself. Somebody split Usyk, and that was Anthony Joshua. So Joshua offensively is dangerous against anyone. So Fury knows that. And he's going to have to take that risk. So I think that's where it's like, okay, like I want compensation for that. Then there's Usyk, who's extremely intelligent. Maybe he doesn't punch as hard as Wilder, and maybe he doesn't punch as hard as AJ, but he has the ability to make you look really bad and embarrass you. And he got some pop too, because he had Joshua on those ropes, and he hurt Usyk too. I forget what round. I think it was like the 8th round. I thought he was going to stop Usyk. I'm not Usyk. He's gonna stop Chisora. So I'm just saying these next two fights are real dangerous. So I think what Fury is trying to put in the atmosphere is like, yo, I've already taken too much punishment in this game. 13 years, I done fought the best person from every country in the world. So if you want me to come back,
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing.